Hey, how's it going, beautiful people? You know who it is, Dr. Mike, back again once again with another classic video for you guys today. If this is your first time watching a Dr. Mike TV video, you already know what to do. Subscribe, like the video, check out ebooks, online platforms, everything in the link in the description area below. I was always told that if you cannot find the proper words to say what you mean, you should always lead with visual aids. So, without further ado, let me provide a visual for you guys for a second. Okay? Wallet. Cash. See that? A little money. I am your 2-week millionaire, ladies and gentlemen. And the whole ideology behind being a 2-week millionaire is somebody who goes to a foreign country for roughly about 2 weeks or less to basically go balls to the wall and have as much fun as humanly possible. Personally, for me, I'm not against it, but there are some things that I have noticed about those that live the life of a 2-week millionaire. When it comes to coming to the country, you come with a set amount of money. Normally, it's a larger amount, because you're only there for a certain period of time. So you come with probably as much money as you possibly can. I want to say that on average, I don't pocket watch, so I don't know everybody's amount of money that they bring with them to the country. But I tend to see that they come with around the amount of about 5,000 to 10,000 USD. Guys, give me a minute. I am not comfortable with my money sitting on the floor. So let me take care of that real quick and I'll make sure I get back to you in a minute. Hold on. My bad, guys. I'm just not comfortable with all of my money sitting on the floor. So as I count my money to make sure that it's all there, let me go ahead and continue with what I was saying. But like I was saying until I was rudely interrupted by my carelessness, that's kind of the idea that I kind of get when it comes to the 2-week millionaire. They're very careless. Now, when I say careless, I don't want that to be taken in a negative aspect. It shouldn't be taken as a negative aspect. When I say they're careless, I should probably change the word to carefree. My bad. Not careless, but carefree. They don't have a care in the world. They go to these foreign countries with a certain amount of money, and they just choose to drop as much money as humanly possible on some of the dumbest things that I've ever seen in my life. But then again, this is what you do when you want to have fun. Like if you lived in a country, it's probably a whole lot different, but your 2-week millionaires, they don't give a fuck about what they spend money on. And what really gets me the most, what really gets me the most about the 2-week millionaire is, putting it back to my wallet. What gets me the most about them is what they choose to spend their money on, like I said before. Basically women. Alright, now, what I've noticed about 2-week millionaires is there's no real concept of money. You know, I can spend it because I got it. That's pretty much their concept of money. Now, again, if you got it like that, do you. But the things that people choose to spend the money on as far as women are concerned, they tend to blow an extravagant amount of money on women when that is not absolutely necessary. And I mean, this can be anything from taking them on dates, you know, and whatever leads to after that and stuff like that. But sometimes it really fucks it up for everybody else who actually lives in the country. That's what I will say. 2-week millionaires can sometimes ruin it for us that actually live in these foreign countries, because they kind of get the idea that all men should spend their money the way that the 2-week millionaire spends their money. They get it in their head like, oh, this foreigner is doing this for me, so all foreigners should probably be doing this for me. Again, they can think it, but that shit just ain't gonna happen. But what I've also noticed is that once that trip is up, and they've spent their money, the 5 to 10K USD, of course, most of them go back home with nothing. And they're okay with the idea of going back home with nothing. For one of two reasons. Number one, they go back to work. It's probably easy for them to make the money back. or they kind of have the mentality where it's like, man, I had the time of my life, and as long as I had fun, they can justify the idea of them spending that kind of money in a foreign country. Now, I'm very privy to the lifestyle of a 2-week millionaire. I have some people in my chats who come through and they've told me that they've dropped 7,000 in 7 days, or they've dropped 10K in 2 weeks and stuff like that. If you take 10,000 USD and you roughly translate that to pesos or pesos, however you say it, in the Philippine currency, that's about 500,000 pesos or pesos. That's a lot of money. Again, that's just a rough estimate, okay? I don't know about y'all, but I guess because I've lived in the Philippines for as long as I have and things like that, I would look at people who would drop that kind of money on basically a weekend, which is kind of what it is for me, like a weekend in Vegas or something. And it makes me cringe, makes my heart hurt. You know what I'm saying? Just dropping my money on the floor makes me fucking weak. You understand? So the only thing that I think about when I see 2-week millionaires doing this is, please, can I help them? Can I save them? 9 times out of 10, I cannot, because they don't want to be saved. This is what they specifically set aside the money that they're spending on this trip for. And because they're doing that, they don't care how they spend it. Again, as long as they have fun, they could care less if they come back home broke. All right, as long as they got their trip to come, as long as they got their ticket to go back home, I think they're good to go. Like I said, they can make the money back easy, or they said that they can justify spending that money for the time. But ultimately, when I see people dropping that kind of money, the only thing that I think about is what I could do with that kind of money. And I guess that's just me, and you know, that type of thoughts that go through my head. If I have 500,000 pesos to my name, or if I had that kind of money at my disposal, that money could probably last me a year. People think I'm crazy. Hold on, how much is it? I don't have my phone with me. I don't know, I don't do the mathematics on that, but 500K, probably close to a year. I shouldn't say a year. But that money could do me very well. I would say 1,000 a month, so 10 months. I think that that money could roughly last me 10 months or more, you know, if I spent $1,000 a month. And I'm like, man, the type of money that these people blow in 2 weeks would last me 10 months? You know, it's just an extravagant lifestyle that I personally can't wrap my head around. Even if I went on vacation to Thailand or Vietnam or Cambodia or South Korea or even Japan, I couldn't see myself blowing that kind of money in 2 weeks. You know, because I'm very frivolous with my shit. I would probably spend that money to go to places that I could choose to put video or make videos on so that I could show you guys about it. But to personally just behind the scenes throw money at women, throw money at this, throw money at that, throw money at the family, throw money at whatever, just because you can, just the idea of throwing money away and pissing it away, that hurts me. All right. And when I think of myself on a 2-week millionaire vacation, I probably would say 5,000 would be my cap, and I will be struggling to try to make sure that I bring some back with me, because all I ever think about is what I could do with the money. And I don't think that 2-week millionaires have that sense of thought process. Most of them who live that lifestyle can afford it. So when they drop 10,000 in 2 weeks, it's nothing to them. But that's everything to me. You understand? It's nothing to them, but everything to me. And maybe it's everything to somebody else. And I'm not here to change a 2-week millionaire. I'm just here to, you know, have some fun with it. And I'm here to express my thought process on the whole ideology behind spending so much money in a short period of time. You understand? And I know what they're spending it on, because it's very easy to spend that money. I will not lie to you. A lot of people believe, oh, the Philippines is such a, you know, third world country, and our pesos or pesos go very far there, and blah, 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 whoop-de-doo. But I will tell you right now, it is very easy to spend that kind of money. Very, very, very easy to spend it if you had it. All you got to do is just go to the exotic destinations, you know, catch a couple of plane rides to a couple of different islands, go to the club every now and again, bar find a few girls. Even though I don't always recommend that, you know, do things like that, because that's your lifestyle. and guarantee you that tab's gonna rack up. Remember one time I went to a club that was open in Manila before they shut them down, and my AirBNB, can't remember the name of it, but a guy, he rang the bell. Like, if in this particular club, if you ring the bell, basically it's your commitment to buying a round of drinks for everybody in the club, and that was like 20,000 pesos. Again, that's like $400. If your budget is like 10,000, that may not mean much to you. But what I have noticed is whenever the money doesn't last as long as you thought it would, you tend to run back in your head the dumb shit that you did and what you spent the money on, and you kind of wish you could have that money back. Same with me. I don't care if it's 1,000 pesos, don't care if it's 500 pesos. If I need that money in the moment, I'm always gonna think about what the fuck did I spend that money on that I don't have it now? What dumb thing did I do with my money that I don't have it now? Again, this may not be the thought process of a 2-week millionaire. They just want to have as much fun as humanly possible. And, you know, stunt on people. They want to show off. They want to brag. They want people to know that, look at me and my lavish vacation. Most of them are doing that on borrowed money from credit cards. I'll tell you a story. Many of you guys have heard the story, but I'll tell you in a minute. But, you know, like I was saying, a lot of people do this on borrowed money, credit cards and stuff like that, and they just don't care. But when you find yourself low on funds, you start to really start to care then. Like, damn, did I really just do that? You can take it one of two ways. Learning lesson, or just blow it off and say, hell, if I had the chance, I'd do it again. But then again, like I said, the story that I wanted to tell you was about a relative of my Filipino family who came back from the US with 1 million pesos to their name, roughly about 20,000 US dollars. They were supposed to stay for about a month and a half. Ended up spending all of that money in about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks max. But they weren't 2-week millionaires per se, but they had the mentality of the 2-week millionaire. They were just buying stuff for the family, taking the family to the beach resorts, their Filipino family, of course, going out to dinners with like 14, 15 people, and, you know, doing all of these things for the family. And I respect it, because I mean, once you have it, you want to be able to share, you know, you want to be able to share your, what do you call it? You want to be able to share the spoils of your riches or something like that. But it's not really your money. You borrowed that. That's 20K that you borrowed, and now you got to pay it back. So now you go back to this miserable existence of working consistently, all to brag about something for about a month's time. The money that you had with you went like that, and it was supposed to last you for at least 2 months to 3 months. It lasted you 3 weeks. Come on, man. Is that the lifestyle of a 2-week millionaire? That you blow your dough with no consequence, or you blow it without recourse or without thinking? It's a scary thought process for me. Very, very, very fucking scary. You know? But again, if I had 2 weeks in Hong Kong or 2 weeks in wherever I wanted to go in the world, anywhere in Southeast Asia, I will choose like a more expensive place in Southeast Asia, like South Korea or Japan. If I had 2 weeks in those particular places and I had 10K to my name, who knows what I would do. If I had 10K and I knew that it wouldn't hurt me to spend it all, who knows what I would do. Because I'm a tight bastard with my money, and because I like to squeeze it until I get every little bit of cent out of that dollar that I possibly can, I can't see myself doing something like that. But again, if you had it like that and you've never really had to, how can I say this? You've never really had a reason to care about money because, you know, you've always had it at your disposal. It kind of makes living that lifestyle easy. But it's very uneasy for me. Guys, I do have pesos too. Yeah, I be balling in my, how many is that? Like 300? I got like, let me see, I got a couple hundreds and then some 20s. Yeah. So yeah, I be balling with my little 300 in my wallet. What's that, like $6? 300 for me. Let me give you a visual aid real quick, because let me tell you exactly how this money would probably be spent. This right here is enough for me to take a trip downtown, not taxi, I'm sorry, but by jeepney from where I used to live. This is my pay for me to go downtown. 1 meal, 100, about $2. That's a meal. My trip back home, another 20. So now basically I'm stuck with 160 pesos to spend as I please. Let's see. What if I want to get me some street food? I always get to have a good 20, maybe even 40 for some street food. I got 120 left to spend as I please. But that's me, you know? Somebody will look at me and say, I spend 300 on a meal. I spend that 300 on, you know, I blow that 300. Or I blow my nose with that kind of money. Or I wipe my ass with that kind of money. I can't see myself wiping my ass with any kind of money because it will depress me. But again, the ideology behind the 2-week millionaire is there really is no concept of money. For me personally, I feel like there is no concept of money. I love the idea that you guys have it like that. But I wonder if you ever think about a time when you may not have that money. The 2-week millionaires I'm talking to specifically. I wonder if you ever think about the time when you won't have that money. I wonder if you think about a time when times get rough and you're gonna think back on your life of how you spent the money that you had at your disposal and what you chose to do with it. Will the memories of moments that you share or the memory of moments that you had with that money outweigh the fact that you're not gonna feel guilty or ashamed of the fact that you need it now, but you chose to spend it in a very, very careless fashion a long time ago? Like I look at millionaires, these actors and actresses that buy cars and buy trucks and Porsches and fine art and shit like that, and then they go broke and then they gotta sell all that shit and they don't get nowhere near what they actually paid for it for because of depreciation and things like that. I wonder if the 2-week millionaire thinks like that. I wish I would have had that money instead of buying something stupid. Or I wish I would have had that money instead of doing something stupid. I wish I would have had that money instead of putting it in my mind that I needed to spend every single dollar that I had to enjoy my vacation. Because that's what I seem to get. There are a lot of guys who seem to have to spend every dollar that they have to their name in order to enjoy their vacation. And I just can't see it. I'm more of the type of person like, let me put some away for myself just in case, a JIC count just in case. Then you got the emergency fund, then you got the play money. I mean, you gotta break it down. You know how I budget, booty loo fund, always. Living expenses, all of the above. You know, I kind of make sure that I want to do that in a way in which we can all live good. And if I do spend the money that I have to my name and I enjoyed the spending that money, but I have other money set aside that I really put a do not touch on the account, I'm just not going to be able to touch it. But I don't believe that a 2-week millionaire mindset would ever think like that. And I understand why, but I just wanted to get my personal opinion on that. So, you know, if you are the 2-week millionaire, salute to you, my friend. I hope that the money that you're spending is something that you won't miss down the line, because if you spend $10,000 in 2 weeks and then down the line you realize that you could have done so much more with that $10,000, I don't want you to regret ever doing that, because when you regret it, then that means that you never should have spent it in the first place. Just a thought process of Dr. Mike TV. Just here to have some fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And with that being said, the good doctor is officially out. Alis nako paalam, which means we are going now. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Mahal kita. Mabuhay. Peace. We're going to make it rain one more time, bitches. Visual A, bitches. Peace.